Good morning, everyone. I am Teacher Jarrett. And today we are going to be reading a story that answers our essential question. Our essential question is, what insects do you know about? How are they alike and different? Read about what some insects are like. So, the genre of this story is fantasy. Okay? So, let's go to the next page. The title of this story is Creep Low, Fly High. Okay, so creep low, fly high. Creep means to crawl on the ground, and low means to be very close to the ground. Fly means to fly in the air, and high means way up in the air, right? So this is the ground. High means way up here. Okay? So we can see this story looks like it will be about a caterpillar, which is one type of insect, a bee, a grasshopper, an ant, and a ladybug. So there's 5 types of insects we are going to read about today. Okay? So let's start reading. Bug boasts. The sun came up over a big field. 5 bug pals met to chat and laugh. Ha 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 ha. Grasshopper boasted a bit. I can hop to the top of any plant. So remember, we learned the word laugh at the beginning of this week. And the word laugh means to think something is funny and to express that you think it's funny by laughing. So it's a way to express you think something is funny. And you can do that by doing this. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that's a laugh. Or you could say ha 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 ha. That's another type of laugh. Okay, so big bug boasts. Boast means to brag. So it means to talk about yourself and talk about how good you are. So the 5 bug pals that we talked about already were boasting. The grasshopper said he can hop or jump very high. Okay, let's go to the next page. Well, I can dash fast, bragged Ant. And so we can see Ant is running so fast. You can see the air behind him, right? That shows he is running fast. Listen, hummed Bee. I can buzz as I fly high, right? And remember, we said listen is a word we learned, and listen means to hear for noises, right? To search or make yourself wait and try to hear noises, right? Yeah. Sometimes your teacher says, listen. That means your teacher wants you to hear her talk. And I can zip around on fancy spotted wings, smiled Ladybug. Look, you can see Ladybug and she is dancing or she's flying around, right? And fancy means it looks very nice, right? So her wings look really nice because they have little spots on them. So all 4 of these animals have special abilities. Buzz or fly or run fast or hop. So let's see what the caterpillar can do. Okay. Not I, sighed Caterpillar. I just creep, creep, creep. Then he crept away. Come back, his pals wailed, but Caterpillar did not. So we can see Caterpillar looks sad. And he said he just creeps. Creep, creep, creep. He cannot fly. He cannot move fast. He cannot hop. So Caterpillar feels sad because his friends can do many cool things, but he cannot. So let's see the next page. Missing! It was time for lunch. The bugs did not see Caterpillar. He was missing. Where did he go? So they got all of the food out for lunch, and they thought Caterpillar would come back and eat with them, but he did not. He was missing. They couldn't find him. So we can see in this picture, the bee looks scared, the grasshopper looks scared, and ant and ladybug are talking to each other, it looks like, asking where did he go? I think I know where he is, cried Ant. He is hiding because he feels bad. I think that's right, nodded Grasshopper. Let's find him. We can cheer him up. The two rushed away. So remember, we learned the word know, right? Know means to have an idea or to think you understand the reason for something, right? So if he knows where he is, that means he has an idea of where he can find Caterpillar, right? So they went out to find him. Let's see the next page. What if he is not hiding? Asked Bee. I saw a bird when we were chatting, added Bee. It flew low in the sky. What if it caught our pal? Cried Ladybug. We must find out. Maybe we can save him. The two flew away. And so we learned the word were. That's the past tense for are, A-R-E, right? So it means it's something that happened in the past. And we see this word flew. Flew is the past tense for fly, right? So flew means that it was flying low to the ground. And flying means this, right? So flew means it was flying in the past. Okay? So they were chatting and the bird flew low in the sky. What if it caught our pal? Caught, remember, means to grab or get a hold of, right? Usually an animal will catch another animal, right? This is past tense. So this means, what if the bird already caught the caterpillar in the past? Right? That would mean the bird has the caterpillar right now, right? So they look worried, so they're going to fly away and find him. Still a pal. The bugs did not find Caterpillar. Many days went by. The pals were sad. Then, one day they saw a beautiful bug with gold wings. Hi, I'm back, the bug called as he flew by. I wrapped up and rested. Then I popped out like this. So who do you think it is? I think it's Caterpillar. And I think Caterpillar turned into a butterfly. Look, Caterpillar has wings. He's a butterfly now. It's me, Butterfly. I used to be Caterpillar, cried Butterfly. But you are not the same, sighed Ant. But I am still a pal, said Butterfly. And now I can flit and dip. Let's go have some fun. So flit means to go to move quickly, and dip means to drop down quickly. So when he's flying, he can flit side to side, and then he can dip. So it means he goes down very fast. So that means he can fly with butterfly, or the butterfly can fly with ladybug and bee, right? Yeah. So let's look at this word, beautiful. Remember, we learned the word beautiful, right? That means to look very nice, okay? Or to look very, very pretty. You can tell your mother she looks beautiful if you want to surprise her. That'll make your mother very happy. I tell my mother that she is beautiful at least one time every day. Okay? Okay, so that is the end of our story. All right? So, make connections. How can insects be alike and different? So we saw at the beginning, we could see that the ladybug and the bee could fly, right? We saw the grasshopper hops and the ant and the caterpillar crawl on the ground, right? So that means these two animals are similar, right? Because they can both fly. And these two animals are similar because they both walk on the ground. And this this insect is the only insect that can hop, right? So that's some ways that they can be the same. Some insects fly, some insects crawl, some insects hop, right? So another way they can be different is the number of legs they have, right? You can see that the ant and the ladybug and the bumblebee and the grasshopper all have 6 legs, right? But the caterpillar has many legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 or 12 or 15 or 16 legs. So that's another way they can be different. Okay? Okay. So now let's go to the next page. Ooh, now today we are going to talk about comprehension. Point of view. Point of view is the way that a story character thinks or feels. Okay? So find text evidence. Find the point of view of one of the story characters. We can read this from page 84. I think I know where he is, cried Ant. He is hiding because he feels bad. So that is a point of view, right? The ant thinks that caterpillar is hiding because he feels bad. Okay? So the ant thinks he's hiding because he feels bad. If we go up to the top page, we can see that what if he is not hiding? I saw a bird when we were chatting. It flew low in the sky. What if it caught our pal? So this point of view that the bee and the ladybug have is that the caterpillar got eaten, right? Or got caught. So there's 2 different points of views. One point of view is that he's hiding because he feels bad. That's what ant and grasshopper think. And the other 2 insects, the bee and the ladybug, thinks that he got caught by a bird. Okay? So let's go to the next page. Look at this. This is a brand new chart that we've never done before. This chart is the character clue point of view chart, okay? So the character is ant. The point of view is that the ant is worried about caterpillar, right? So we can see that the ant is worried about the caterpillar, right? And so the clue for us to know what the ant's point of view is that he says he thinks the caterpillar is hiding because he feels bad, right? So when we make this chart, we say the character first, then we say the point of view we think he has or she has, and then we give the clue, okay? So for the ladybug, we could see the ladybug's point of view is that she wants to save Caterpillar, right? And so how do we know that she wants to save Caterpillar? We know that she wants to save Caterpillar because she thinks that Caterpillar was caught by a bird, and then she says we must find out, maybe we can save him, right? So thinks that a bird caught Caterpillar and wants to find him, right? So that's how we know that the ladybug wants to save Caterpillar. If the ladybug didn't go searching for Caterpillar, then maybe the ladybug wouldn't want to save Caterpillar, right? That's a different clue for a different point of view. But for this story, this is our point of view and our clue for ladybug. Now, let's talk about Caterpillar and the butterfly. They're actually the same insect. They just changed a little bit, right? So the point of view is that the butterfly is happy to be a butterfly who can fly, right? So before we could tell that the caterpillar was not happy, right? Because he said he was sad and he looked sad and he just left all of his friends. But now we know that he is happy, and the clue is that he says, I am still a pal, and now I can flit and dip. Let's go have some fun, right? And so now the butterfly wants to be a pal and wants to be with his friends. And he can flit and dip, which is exciting for him because he couldn't do that before, right? Yeah. So the caterpillar butterfly is happy to be a butterfly who can fly. And how do we know that? Because the butterfly said that he can now flit and dip and he wants to go have some fun. Okay? So now, your turn. Talk about the different points of view in Creep Low, Fly High. Okay? So we already did that in this chart. So now we are going to go to the next page. The next page is Writing and Grammar. Readers 2. Organization. Sky wrote a strong ending for her book review. Sky's book review. I liked reading Bugs at Night. I saw cute bugs in the story. I saw what they did at night. The bugs see a bat and hide. You must read this good story. Okay, so this is a book review, remember. So a book review should tell the reader about what was read, and then they should tell what they thought about it or what they see in the story, and then they should tell the person reading their review what they think the person should do. Okay? So now your turn. Tell how Sky organized her writing. So first, Sky said that she liked reading the story Bugs at Night. Okay? So she starts out with a topic sentence. Okay? T-O-P-I-C. Topic sentence, okay? And that shows that she liked reading this story, okay? So now let's talk about the next sentences. So here, this is part 2, part 2, part 2. Okay, so this is details, right? So the details explain what was in the story that she liked. So in the story, she saw cute bugs, she saw what they did at night, and she read that if the bugs see a bat, then they hide. So she must have liked reading about bugs and what they do at night. Okay, so those are the details. And now 3, this is the last part of the review, is good. The last part of the review, and it's either good or bad, right? So at the end, she's going to tell the other people who are reading this review what she thinks. And so we saw that she thinks the story was good, right? She said, "You must read this good story," right? So we know that she thinks it's a good story and that you and me should read the story, right? You and I, okay? So that is how she wrote a book review. Now what you can do is you can read a story and you can say, you can write a review about, that's okay. You can write a review about this story, okay? So you can say, I liked reading Creep Low, Fly High, or maybe you didn't like it. Maybe you don't like insects. So you can say, I didn't like reading Bugs at Night. Or, I didn't like reading Creep Low, Fly High, okay? So then you can say, I saw 5 insects. I saw a caterpillar turn into a butterfly. You can say all of the insects were friends. Then you can say, you must read this good story, or you can say, you should not read this bad story, okay? And everyone has different ideas. So your idea might be the same as mine, or it might be different from mine. So it's okay if you don't think the same as everyone else. But when you write a review, you just let everyone know what you are thinking, okay? All right, so we talked about how Sky organized her writing. Now let's erase this and we'll go to the next page. Okay. All right, let's go to the next page. This is our last page for today. And this is writers. See and saw. Some verbs change spelling when they tell about the past. See and sees tell about the present. Saw tells about the past. So we can say, I saw cute bugs in the story. The bugs see a bat and hide. Okay, so this word saw tells about the past, right? And this word see tells about the present, okay? So this word saw means that she read the story already. So maybe she read the story yesterday, or she read the story 1 hour ago, And when she was reading the story 1 hour ago, she saw cute bugs. Okay? So she didn't see the bugs when she was writing the review. She saw the bugs when she was reading the story. And in the story, she said, the bugs see a bat and hide. So that means that this is a present tense. So in the story says the bugs see a bat and hide. Okay. Okay, so now your turn. Find another sentence that uses see or saw. Does it tell about the present or the past? Let's find another sentence. So, I liked reading bugs at night. I saw cute bugs in the story. I saw what they did at night. Okay, so this is saw, right? So is this talking about the past or the present? If you think it's the past, raise your hand. Yes, you are right. This is the past. So she said when she read the story, she saw cute bugs. And when she read the story, she saw what they did at night, right? So these things happened before the time when she was writing the review. All right, so now let's go to the last question. And it says, write new sentences with see or saw. Okay, so let's write new sentences together. We can start out with saw. So, I saw my friend at school yesterday, right? So that means yesterday, in the past, you saw your friend. You saw. Now let's go to use the word see. It is cold outside right now. I see snowflakes falling. Right? So this is, it is cold outside right now. Right now. I see snowflakes falling. So snowflakes is what snow is made of, right? So snowflakes fall from the sky and they're white, and it only happens when it's very cold, right? Less than 32 degrees Fahrenheit or less than 0 degrees Celsius, right? You can make snowmen out of snowflakes, but it's many, many snowflakes that you put together and make a ball, and then another ball, and then you put 2 eyes, and you have a snowman, all right? So let's use the word saw again. The last time I saw my grandmother was last December at our family Christmas party. So here we say the last time I saw my grandmother was last December at our family Christmas party. So that means, again, saw, right? So it's past, and we say last December. So that means you haven't seen, the last time you saw your grandmother was in the past, and it was in December at the Christmas party, right? So it's must be maybe a year ago that you saw her last, or maybe 6 months. If it's July and you last saw her in December, then it's 6 months ago. If it's November and you last saw her at Christmas, then it is 11 months ago, right? So 10 and 1, 11. So now let's do C one more time. I am talking to my mother. I am using FaceTime to talk to my mother. I can see her beautiful face on my phone. So we can say, I am using FaceTime, right? FaceTime is what you can use on a phone to talk to someone and see them. I am using FaceTime to talk to my mother. We can say right now, right? So that means it's present. So it's happening right now. I can see her beautiful face on my phone. So you have a phone and you can see her face on your phone, right? Because you are talking to her right now. Okay? So that is all of our lesson for today. But tomorrow we are going to do more reading. So let's get excited. Okay? We're going to learn a lot more about insects this week. So practice some of your words. Practice using see and saw today. And you can look for insects when you go outside, okay? Don't touch them because maybe they'll bite you. Ow! Don't touch them, but you can look at them and you can see what they look like. Maybe they look like some of the insects from this story, okay? So now it is time for me to say bye-bye, okay? But I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.